We're here for a bit of a speed clean, New Year's Eve. We're getting out everything nice and clean for the new year, and I know this has been posted after New Year's Day, but my parents destroyed this clean by themselves, so I'm actually not a part of it. I'm cleaning another part of the house to help with the New Year's clean. I don't know what you guys do around New Year's, but definitely, a part of my culture is that we clean everything, we clean the whole house, we go through our things, especially after Christmas and with Boxing Day, you make sure you donate everything and make sure that you're just, a good person when it comes to making sure you don't have too many toys in your household or too many things. But this footage was over an hour and it was able to be condensed just to 12 minutes. So if you think this is all being done 12 minutes, sadly it's not. But it does show that 1 hour of work can really make a huge impact, because within 1 hour, my parents are completely able to transform this garage. And I don't think they've been able to actually use it as a garage for probably over a year at this point, so that really shows that it was long overdue for them to clean it. As you can see, there is a lot of woodwork and a lot of cupboards in the shed. That's because my mother, a bit about her, she is known for going on Marketplace and looking out for really good deals when it comes to wood and furniture, when it comes to cupboards or shelves, and then she brings them home and she sands them, usually in this garage. Here they are, just moving a car that doesn't work, an old Laser, not a Lancer. Unfortunately, I said that once and my friends got very excited until they got very disappointed when I got the car wrong. But no, she collects wooden furniture to sand down. It's definitely one of those hobbies that I think definitely the hobbyer has a lot more fun than the family of the hobbyer, because she'd be there with her headphones in, listening to music, sanding away peacefully for hours, while we would just hear just the whole time she'd be sanding. So it meant that we didn't really love her hobby as much as she did. But within my mum's house, if you ever seen the videos, there's a lot of wooden furniture all around that, there is a 99% chance that she has sanded it and stained it and done it herself. And after clearing all this, she was actually able to sell, I think, 3 of these wooden things, because she's realized she's just holding on to them, because she's very sentimental. And, I'm exactly the same. I really struggle to get rid of things. My house currently doesn't have a garage, but if it did, I would also have it filled with things. I do think when it comes to, hoarding and, trying to make sure your house is very clean, tidy, I understand that you've just got an impulse to, oh, well, if I don't know where to put this, I'll just put it in the garage. But I think it's definitely a mindset that you have to try and break, and especially when you move into a house or you buy a house that has a garage, definitely be very, very patient with when you put things in there, and really think about why you're putting it in there, or if you should donate it or sell it or get rid of it. Because it really does make a big impact when eventually it gets to this point where you can't even get your cars into it. And there's a bunch of junk that they're finding in here as well. Left of this camera, you can't see it, but there's just a huge junk pile that is being made. My dad has sadly never been extremely fond of this habit of my mum's, because his job with this habit is to go pick up everything. So he's known for going out in his Prada and picking up all his furniture, borrowing his friend's trailer, always going out there and doing 1 hour drives each way to go pick up things for my mum. So it's very considerate that he does that for her for a hobby. But it definitely does cause some frustration, I think, within the household when they have to do these things. And in that black wooden cupboard, actually, on the right side of the garage, it's got all her sanding tools and everything so that she can sand everything. And here we see they're moving doors over. They bought all of these to replace all their doors in the house, because they currently have, I think, black wooden doors, I believe. But once again, they've not really gotten around to doing it. I think these doors have been here for also about 6 months. But there you go, my dad's making very light work of all those doors, honestly. I'm glad I wasn't out here to do all the cleaning. It would have been very, very, very horrendous. I myself am someone that loves to move around my furniture, move around my room, my living room, but I'm not always strong enough, so it's a shame that I don't have my dad around sometimes when it comes to moving it around. Just the other day, I rearranged my partner's bedroom, and you'll see that video soon, but I'm just pushing around his cupboard and pushing around his bed, and it looked ridiculous, but I did get it moved. I always think, if I can't push it, I can shimmy it, and I will shimmy, 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 like there's no tomorrow if I want to rearrange something. When I make money, I'll give you guys some money. No, take it. As you can see in that raw footage, I came out to take a look at my parents and move the camera, and they asked to be on the channel. But I just thought it was so funny, I left it in there, the audio. Yeah, there is definitely something when it comes to audio. I know sometimes people want to just have the audio playing and listen to people move everything around. So I do try and make sure I keep the audio high enough you can still hear the sound of things moving and clutter and everything over my voice. I know I don't have the most impressive voice when it comes to just listening to it for about 12 minutes, but I find it really nice to talk over these things and actually have a bit of a conversation, because I really want to help inspire people to clean. Definitely the cleaners that I watch, when it comes to their channels, they talk over it and talk about their lives, and I find it very inspiring to know that there are people out there that are working just as hard as I am and having the same struggles as me. And here my parents, they're both, well, if you ask them, they're in their early 30s, but, they're both definitely middle-aged. And they're still having problems with keeping their garage clean and their household in check. And it is just a problem that you take with you forever. With your whole life, you always have to make sure you clean the place and reset it. And it's alright. Like, this garage was so daunting looking at it, and they've been avoiding it for ages, and then suddenly they just had the energy, and they did a quick burst of 1 hour clean, and they've got this whole thing cleaned up. Especially when you see later, they even get their son-in-law and my brother to go in and help move some of the big stuff around because my mum can't do it. But it definitely is one of those things that if you put it off long enough, you will get stressed out and you will not approach it. But you definitely can do that, and you have the energy to do it, especially with your friends. If your friends and family, I always tell my family if they're ever struggling with cleaning or if they ever need a task that is too big, to give me a call, because it is one of those things that I'm always willing to help out and help give a hand, especially when it comes to my grandparents who are quite elderly. I'm very impressed that my parents are doing all the sweeping, honestly. There are so many spider webs in this garage on the roof, and watching my dad go about and sweep it, while watching this tape, I'm just afraid. I would want to run if I saw that, because I would just be afraid that all the spiders would come down from the top of the garage. This garage too, we, at last New Year's, we actually did high pressure the entire garage. So it was really clean, but it lasted about a week. All the spiders came back. It was terrible. And here my mum's doing some heavy lifting. Don't get used to that. This is definitely not what she does. She generally calls someone else. I've definitely found when it comes to me and wanting to buy furniture off Marketplace or buy furniture in general, that is the hardest thing, that I need to go ask someone for help to help me pick it up and carry it. And I don't know if this is just me, but I have so much struggle just getting myself to ask people for help. And here they're moving the table, but I'm pretty sure what's going to happen is my dad's going to take off all of the legs so that they can make it, so they can put up against a wall somewhere. My mum bought this massive table, as you can see. It's a huge square to try out in her living room, but I had no success, and they ended up landing on a circle table. And if you ever see any of my places that I live in, I really follow this, this circle table mindset. I love circle tables. I think even if it's not a circle, it's a slight curve around it, I think it just really makes the space feel bigger. Definitely extra points if the circle table is able to extend. I do have an extending circle table and I love it. It's great if you ever want to play D&D or just have a bunch of friends over. I also want to apologize for the order in this video. I've lost one of my microphones that I've been using for the past couple videos, and I am worried because it definitely does not make my voice as nice as it usually does. And especially when you have to listen to it for this long, I do worry about that. I definitely think I need to invest in a new microphone. But during this time of the year, it doesn't seem like many people are watching, YouTube videos, and it seems like a lot harder to get views. So I'm also waiting a bit longer until I start, investing in some better products. And here they are finally moving that table over there. Very nice. I tried to make sure I had lots of little cuts in this video because I don't like it when there's just raw footage that doesn't move and there are no cuts. So I definitely tried to make sure, and watching like an hour footage, making sure there was enough cuts definitely took a lot of work. But, it definitely was worth in the end, and watching my parents transform this is definitely a huge motivation. I hope you guys feel very motivated, especially watching my mum pick up things. I'm very surprised. Look at this, she's picking up a table. Like, who even is this woman? I've never seen her pick up anything. And then my dad is doing his good job, picking everything up, moving the wardrobe. That one to the right-hand side of the garage, I'm actually going to take that for myself to help free up some space for them, because I really want it in my bedroom. But, a bit of each. And there they are just going through. My mum sanded all of those tiny little drawers as part of that drawer set. So if you can imagine how many hours she's been working on lots of these projects. Some of them, the ones in the middle, she hasn't even sanded yet, but she's ready and waiting for them. It just shows her dedication to the craft. I always say that she should set up a tripod and film herself sanding, because it looks so satisfying you know, when you're not listening to the extremely loud noises. But with like just watching people sand in general on YouTube, and here's their son-in-law coming in with the muscles to help my father out. Definitely being the son-in-law, he has to always prove himself with things like this, I think. So there he is moving the shelves. That was one of the ones that they were able to sell actually over the weekend after they did this, and here he is moving the big table, make it all neat. Definitely, I don't know about you guys, but you know, my household, you know, the in-laws, they've got a very tough life. They got to make sure they keep up with work and everything. They got to make sure they please the parents. So I definitely feel for them here. But this does definitely show that even if you don't have the strength to do something yourself, like my dad alone cannot move a bunch of this furniture. It's okay to start it out yourself and then go ask for help, and then have someone there to help you out do the rest. Because all these big things, obviously, they need to be moved, but you cannot do it by yourself. I cannot imagine how heavy that is, but from here, it looks very heavy that they're picking it up. Now they're putting all the shelves back over there. That's pretty funny. Doing them a run for their money. The biggest benefit of being a child of a parent who loves sanding and collecting furniture is my room would constantly go through different phases. Every single piece of furniture in this garage, I'm pretty sure, has had a time. Like that desk has been in my bedroom, those shelves on the right, both of them have been in my bedroom, and I've just rotated it, flipped it around, being like, oh, it's too big, move it out. Even that bedside table I've had, and it's definitely a really big perk to it. I hope that if I had the land for it and the space, that I would be able to have a bunch of magical furniture, and then my children can go crazy and play because it was so fun. And there's my brother making a little cameo over there. I don't know why he's not helping, but you know, that's cool. I'm pretty sure he's working on something else though, because we were all having a very big cleaning day, tackling different sections of the house. But this is definitely the last stage when it comes to moving all of the big furniture. And there's the son-in-law just walking around, following my dad. Oh, there we go. More heavy lifting. And this part of the video, you can really see how big of a difference that this is all made. Like, it is practically ready for 2 cars, and that was only an hour of work in the garage. Like, mind you, a lot has been thrown out, but you definitely need to be very strong-willed when it comes to moving everything out. And here, I've got another recording that's late of the final look. You see it's all nice and clean. And this side here, because those shelves have been sold. And remember, this is where we started. We started like this. And now look at that. We can fit 2 cars in here, and it's all clean. And thank you so much for watching to the end. Bye.